Listen, we just want to say all the best of luck to all the matriculants writing today. Go and make us proud. And, you know, we are so busy with the Bio-Strath Exams Challenge and almost nearing the end. Now, when one considers learning methods and techniques, it's so important to remember that learners' ability to study successfully depends largely on their fundamental study skills. Now, this morning, we have Educational Psychologist Anel Annandale with us to discuss the right skills and study techniques to help us excel through our studies. Good morning, Anel.
Morning.
This is such a broad and interesting topic because everyone has a unique and different way of learning and that works for them. And before we get to the different study methods and techniques, how important is it to have the fundamentals in place?
It's of the utmost importance. And I think those fundamentals is really everything we've been discussing throughout the challenge. So your body should be healthy, make sure that your mind is calm and relaxed, you can concentrate, and then you'll be motivated to go out there and just ace those exams.
I know, and I think a lot of students need to remember that, you know, looking after yourself, that's such an important key. Now, when it comes to actually hitting the books, I know that there are different methods available. Everyone studies uniquely to themselves. I just mentioned earlier to her that I prefer structure, works for me. But can we discuss some of the different techniques that's there for people to utilize?
It's a very big topic, so we're going to try and squash it into the time we have. But in general, people learn in one of three ways. So visual learners remember what they've seen, auditory members will remember what they've heard, and then your kinesthetic learners, they learn by moving. And so the research shows that most of us is a combination of two or maybe even all three of those. And for visual learners, you know, things like photos, mind maps, pictures, drawings, colors, that all helps them remember. Whereas your auditory learners will usually do quite well by remembering a couple of keywords to hold on to, make it fun by doing things like making up songs and rhymes and acronyms, that kind of thing, or even recording your voice while you're studying so you can listen to it again afterwards.
Okay.
And then, of course, your kinesthetic learners, they need to move around. So make sure that you've got enough space to pace around, perhaps demonstrate what you are studying, because that will help you remember what you're doing. And it's also quite good for those subjects that have a practical element, that you're actually practicing what to do.
No, that's very, very key, what you're mentioning now. Now, for students that are struggling to learn, does that mean they haven't necessarily found the right study method for themselves, or is there something more to that?
There could be more, but in general, many of us don't actually spend the time finding out what works for us. So yeah, it's very important to get the right study methods, because when you do, you're going to be performing to your full potential. You'll feel so much more confident in your own abilities. And I mean, I think it takes away so much of that stress and frustration around exam time.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Now, when it comes to finding the right study method for yourself, is it something as simple as just trial and error?
It generally is trial and error. And I think sometimes also actually studying with a partner. A partner might actually realize where you are able to remember better than they are, you know, so have someone sort of reflect that for you.
Okay, well, Anel, thank you for joining us this morning. And if you're looking for a study buddy, maybe that's the way to go. And you know what? The Bio-Strath Exam Challenge, it is brought to you by Bio-Strath, which assists with memory and concentration, as well as helps improve energy and stamina levels for those long days of studying. Now, you can stand a chance of winning a grand prize of a stationery starter pack and Bio-Strath products to the value of 3,000 Rand. Simply head over to our social media pages, and tell us how would Bio-Strath help you with your day-to-day challenges. And don't forget to include the hashtag Bio-Strath Exam Challenge.
Only Bio-Strath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day. Bio-Strath, get what you need naturally.